my goodness. I don't know what's going on up there. Good morning. So I thought I would film this video. I have some things I have to do today, but I wanted to film it before, Mocha, get your paws off the table. Before I forgot, like how the experiences were and so on and so forth. Also, I got way too many treats at my vacation, so there's that. Way too much sugar, way too much treats. Anyway, we got Lightning Lane, myself and my friend Stephanie. We tested it out, just party of two. We were gonna have Jared come in and try it, but we weren't able to just because of time, and I'll get into that. But this is my first experience actually utilizing Lightning Lane. And a little background information. So part of the Genie Plus, or the Genie Service and the Genie Plus service and the Lightning Lane and the paper ride and all that other stuff, like all of that was a required class for us as cast members to watch. So I did not go into this like, you know, learning about it myself, although I did do my own research. We were very much educated. So like I went into this experience knowing how it was going to function, how it was going to work, and all that other stuff. So my first, and I'll let you like choose your own opinion at the end, whether or not you think this is all worth it. So I forgot what I was going to say. So initially I thought that at 7 o'clock in the morning, the day of, you were able to book, pay for your paper ride paper ride Lightning Lanes, and also like book your Lightning Lanes. I was under the assumption, I'm told that at 7 o'clock that is what you do. That is not the case. But here's where it confuses me. So I went on to book one, and it said that only, like I wanted to buy the Lightning Lane, and it said that only the resort guests were able to book experiences at 7. This is at 7 in the morning. And I was really annoyed because I was like, well then when can we? So I went and I Googled, and it had said that regular guests can book it at park opening, which at first sounds right, but if you think about it like this, Animal Kingdom opens at 8, so that gives resort guests an hour. Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom open at 9, 8 o'clock typically, so that gives resorts 2 hours. Epcot opens at like 10, 11 o'clock sometimes. That gives resort guests 3 hours access to all the different paper rides and all the different Lightning Lane experiences, which was only so many at Epcot. And I don't know how many they provide per attraction, like how many times for how many guests they get in, but that doesn't seem fair to me. I don't know. It just doesn't seem fair to me. Sorry, Ruben is watching a lizard. He's getting really excited about it. And the reason why that bothered me was because, for example, when we did go to Magic Kingdom, by the time the park opened, there really wasn't a lot available until later in the afternoon. And I'm saying like the park opened at 9, and I couldn't get very much for what we wanted until like 4 or 5 and later, which was really, really frustrating. Now, for the paper rides, all of the ones that we did, thoroughly worth it in my opinion. We did the Frozen Ever After, which I believe was $8. I can't remember off the top of my head. When I booked it, and I booked it like as soon as we got in the car because we were headed there when the park opened, I was able to grab one at the time we wanted. You get to pick, just like with the fast passes, you get to pick like what hour, and then it gives you what times are available within that hour to go. They do give you an hour time, so like 4:30 to 5:30, 2 to 3 type of a thing. We were able to pick the time that we wanted, and life was great, and we're excited that we got to go and do that later in the day. I was gonna try and book the Ratatouille one, but I wasn't sure when Jared was gonna be meeting up with us later. And so by the time I knew what time he would be there, they were all gone. Which is my own fault. So like, that's fine. But you are able to pick, like, you know, just for half of your party, for example, because there were 3 of us, I only got one for Stephanie and I. So that one was fine. Then we went to Hollywood Studios. Now this is where I really got frustrated because I really wanted to get us Rise. If I couldn't get Rise, I wanted to get Mickey's Runaway. But I really wanted to get Rise. So does everybody else. What else is new? But like, when I woke up, they were going by so fast. And it was really frustrating because I knew that day we wanted to do Lightning Lane as well. It's cool because we wanted to do Slinky Dog, we wanted to do Toy Story, Rockin'. There was a lot of rides that we wanted to be able to do, or at least like try to do. So I was able to buy, you can buy Lightning Lane, I believe like at 6:30 and on. So I bought Lightning Lane that morning. And then I went on at 9 and I wanted to get, I tried to get Slinky Dog, but they weren't any available. Which was, again, fine. It's not the end of the world. We ended up waiting in line for Slinky Dog and I got one for Toy Story. What made it a little difficult is because we did have other timed plans. So that kind of constrained what we were able to do, which is where it kind of throws a wrench into everything. Because with Lightning Lane, not like the paper ride, just the regular Lightning Lane, you were only able to get the next available time. So if you get on there and you know you want to go on the ride at like 3 in the afternoon, you have to wait until that's available. So you have to constantly be checking throughout the day to see if it's available, which I was okay with, but it also takes you out of the experience of, you know, experiencing the park, experiencing things. Like, I had to literally tell myself to put my phone away and stop obsessively checking Lightning Lane to enjoy stuff because I kept trying to get the attractions that I wanted to get. And don't get me wrong, we ended up having a great time. We were able to do Star Tours. I ended up buying Mickey's Runaway and we ended up being able to do that. There were so many other little things like the cavalcades and stuff that we were able to fill time with. But because we had plans to build a lightsaber, plans to build a droid, we had to eat lunch at a specific time, you know, like it just kind of threw a wrench into everything, like having to try and fit it in. But I mean, that might have just been us. I personally like planning ahead for things. I would rather like sit down and be like, this is what we're going to do and have an exact time or reservation for things versus like me having to check constantly to see if something is available. I hate doing that. But like we were able to, you know, make it work and everything. I was kind of annoyed with myself because I knew we wanted to do Star Tours, so I got one for Star Tours. But Star Tours towards the end, and this is where you really have to look at the expected wait times, because the wait time when I got Star Tours was like really high. It was like an hour or so. But by the time we actually got on Star Tours, the wait time was really only 20 minutes, which was totally doable, honestly. And if I had gotten rid of that Lightning Lane, they canceled it, and then made another one for, say, Rock and Roller Coaster, which is a ride that we did want to go on that we weren't able to go on, then I maybe would have been able to do that. So, and that's my own fault, and I learned that lesson, but it's like you really have to look at the expected wait times. And I can't guarantee if they are or not true, but so far the ones that I looked at, and from my own personal experience, they seemed pretty accurate, which I do really like. I think that'll help a lot of people when they're like, I don't know what time this ride goes, you know, not busy anymore. Also, the expected wait times, like averaged, forecasted, whatever, does not give you like at this time it might be an hour, at this time it might be 30 minutes. It's just like, here it's high, here it's low, which is, again, still helpful. Also, let me think. I'm trying to think of what else. So when we went to Magic Kingdom, that was the next day. Magic Kingdom was crazy, insane busy, like very, very busy. And this one really frustrated me with the Lightning Lane because I knew Magic Kingdom has a million rides. There's so many different rides. So I knew Lightning Lane was going to be useful to us at least once or twice. I was thinking at least once or twice. Because so far at this point, we'd only been able to do pay per ride and then one Lightning Lane, which is like the $15. And I'll get into like the other features or whatever in a second. But like, Mocha, she's knocking over things. So we went to Magic Kingdom and we got Jungle Cruise because I know we really wanted to do Jungle Cruise because she had never done Jungle Cruise before, and it was also Jingle Cruise, which she most likely would not get to do again for a while. And so we decided to do that one, and I booked that one. This day, I'm just now realizing how much it frustrated me. So this day we park hopped. We started the day at Animal Kingdom, and then we park hopped to Magic Kingdom at 2. Got there right at 2. The Genie Service was very stuck on us being at Animal Kingdom. They were like, no, you're at Animal Kingdom. No, you're at Animal Kingdom. Every time I pulled up my tip board, my day kept giving me Animal Kingdom recommendations while we were at Magic Kingdom. That one hair is gonna bother me. Where is it? It's back here. And like it was obnoxious. And like I said, when you're constantly checking to see if you can get a Lightning Lane or get a ride or even just what the wait times are, and you keep having to change the park or you keep having to like remove recommendations where it's like I need recommendations for other things so I'm not in that park anymore, that's really frustrating. And I'm pretty sure that that's something that will get like fixed eventually, because there was at one point where it did just keep pulling up. That or I just kept getting used to changing the park. I can't even remember. I might have just given up at one point, and I think I started pulling up the wait times on the map versus the tip board. But like, it really doesn't like park hopping, and what's frustrating is when you want to like redo your tip board, and because your tip board will show you like everything that you're interested in, everything that you may like, because it tells you, or you tell it what interests you have. And I wanted it to re-customize my tip board for Magic Kingdom because we were no longer in Animal Kingdom. And it kept telling me, you don't have a park pass for Magic Kingdom. I'm like, yes, I know that, but I'm literally in the park right now. You know I'm in the park because I have a, what's it called? A Lightning Lane for later. You know, like I've made mobile orders here. Like, it was really frustrating because it's like, even with the location services, it's like, you should know that I'm here. And I know the location services works because I've done the self-checkout thing on the app, and it won't work unless you're like in the store, and it knows that I'm in the store every time. So I don't know. I'm hoping that that will get fixed, but that was also very frustrating to me when I was trying to look at wait times and things. But I was... What was the other one? Oh, I also, yes, so this day was stressful for me because, so when the park opened at 9 o'clock, I had nothing else to do. I was like, we're going to get Mine Train. We're going to get good Lightning Lane passes. And it opened and I saw Mine Train and it kept saying that like, something's wrong. And then it was like, unavailable, something's wrong, and it wouldn't let me get to it. And then I finally got to the time, and here's what I really don't understand, because you've got the thing, it says like next available experience, we'll say 9 a.m., 9 to 10. You click on it, you confirm your party on who, like if you want, because you can add more people to your party if they have available park passes or whatever, or Lightning Lane. You pick your party. You go to confirm. By the time you get to confirm, that time can change. And that happened half the time that I tried to make a Lightning Lane for Magic Kingdom. I would try to make it and it would bump it up like 20 minutes every like 2 seconds. And it even happened for our Space Mountain one that we ended up doing later in the day. I swear that I booked it for 6:20 and it ended up changing to 6:50. Now, that's only like 30 minutes, but like if you think about it, like especially later in the evening for us, we were planning on getting dinner, going to Fantasyland, going to find seats and sitting over there. That's not near Space Mountain really. And so that kind of pushed us back 30 minutes. And we ended up filling that space with other things, which was fine. But it's like when you're trying to plan and make a schedule and it ends up changing. And that was the other problem that we had with Mine Train, is it ended up like, by the time I was able to get to it, it was like no longer available. I don't know if that was just because everyone and their brother was trying to get it, because Mine Train is one of the paper rides. I don't know if that was the case or what, but like I just struggled to get it. And then finally I just gave up and ended up getting, it was just like with Mickey's. I couldn't get the one that I wanted, so I got the other one. So what was the other thing? Oh yeah, so with the Lightning Lane Genie Plus or whatever, not the paper ride, the Genie Plus service, the one you pay $15 for, it comes with like filters for photos, and it comes with like audio things you can listen to for rides, and like a bunch of other really cool stuff that it's like, if this was something that I was using to prep for my trip, or like, I don't know, like if I had a good hour or two where I wasn't doing anything in the middle of my day while I'm at a park, maybe it would be interesting. But when you're at a park, you want to be at a park. Now I will say the Disney Play app, Stephanie and I utilized a lot. I'm just going to hint on this for comparison reasons. Disney Play app's different. Disney Play app is a bunch of different games that you can play while you're in line, play with each other in your party. It's a lot of fun. We did that while we did Slinky. There were a lot of fun little games we were able to do, and it added to the experience of where we are, and I thoroughly like that app. If you're going to wait in lines, thoroughly recommend you download the Disney Play app. That said, the extra stuff that came with Lightning Lane did not make the $15 worth it. Because if you're only able to do one ride, which is what we ended up doing no matter how many times I tried, that means you're paying $15 for one ride. Which is like I think one of the highest prices for paper ride, but it's like, Space Mountain was like $7. Ever After was like, I think $8, and Mickey's I think was maybe $9. We paid for Lightning Lane on Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, and it was a lot more expensive just to ride Star Tours and Space Mountain. And don't get me wrong, again, I love those attractions, and the Space Mountain one was definitely needed because that ride was well over an hour all day long, and I was really glad we were able to do that. But like, not Space Mountain, what was the other one? Jingle Cruise. Same difference. But like I like the paper rides. I like it. I think it's very useful. The Lightning Lane, at least, and keep in mind, this is during Thanksgiving week, so it was a very, very busy week. This may not be the case for if it's like an off-season day or whatever, or maybe even a weekday. You might be able to get on everything and just fly by. But like, I was under the impression that because it was something you paid for, that less people would do it. And that's clearly not the case. Again, it was a holiday weekend, so maybe people were just willing to like let the money go, but don't make that assumption, because that's not the case. It's still gonna be like fast passes, you're just paying for it now. Excuse me, but yeah, it was just really frustrating. And again, like, I love the paper ride thing. I think that they should have that I honestly would rather do the paper ride almost than do Lightning Lane, because at least because what if Star Tours was $5? I saved $10. I would rather almost do that and then just like pick a handful of rides, because you also get to choose what time. That's the thing, is Lightning Lane, you have to wait for that next available, time. Whereas with the paper ride, you get to pick what time you want to go to. I would much rather do that than pay $15 and roll the dice for what I'm going to get to ride. I find that really frustrating. But anyway, I hope you liked this video. Like it if you did. Hit subscribe. I've got some other awesome videos coming up here soon from our trip, and so you can see all our different experiences we got to do. And yeah, let me know what you think about Lightning Lane. A lot of people think like, oh, Disney's just being money hungry, but like, I mean, as a service, if you've used it or what you've heard from using it, what do you guys think? So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.